Some may argue that there are way too many fragrance flankers, and sometimes I kind of think that that might be true. But also, some of my all-time favorite fragrances are flankers. And so if this wasn't such a widespread popular thing, I mean, obviously they wouldn't have existed, so they wouldn't be my favorites, but my whole collection would just be completely different. So would yours. I mean, I do think flankers have just been responsible for shaping how the fragrance world has progressed, because there have been a lot of changes over the years. You can just see the trends and as they kind of come and go. And it's always just interesting to see that a lot of the trendsetters, not all, but a lot, are flankers, not necessarily brand new standalone fragrance lines. So these do have a lot of influence, and they're really changing how things work here. And so let me know down below your thoughts on flankers. I mean, how many of you guys, your favorite fragrances are flankers versus how many of your favorites are, standalone originals? But I'm just gonna share some of my favorites, some that I think are without a doubt worth picking up. And I also think that all of these flankers are better than the original. Now, it's very important to clarify that I'm not saying the originator of these fragrance lines are bad, because I like most of them, right? But the flankers are just better, right? They've made big improvements. First one being Rochas Mustache Eau de Parfum. You're looking at about $40 for this one. The original Eau de Toilette is around, I don't know, I think it's like 25 to 30. It's a little bit cheaper, but it's completely different. So the original is more of an aromatic fougere, older school style scent. This has pretty much nothing to do with the original. Instead, they're really focusing in on a YSL Tuxedo, patchouli, warm, spicy, peppery scent. And again, everybody knows what this one smells like for the most part now, so I won't go too far into it, but it does have a lot of vanilla, a lot of benzoin, a lot of pink pepper. YSL Tuxedo with a twist. And again, there's nothing wrong with the original Mustache Eau de Toilette. I do think a lot of people might think that it's a little bit old school smelling, maybe a little bit dated, might not hold up as well and be as successful in this day and age compared to when it was released and compared to just fragrances of that style years ago. So I do think this has more of a modernized, trendy, compliment pulling appeal to it. And the fact of the matter is, most people who are getting into this hobby are chasing compliments and just smelling good. And so the Eau de Parfum is gonna be your best bet. And as of right now, this is the only flanker in the Mustache line. It's the Eau de Toilette, the Eau de Parfum. With the wild success that this one has had, I don't think it's going to be much longer before we get another flanker, whether they go to a Parfum or an Extreme or something like that, following the usual progression. But I do think it would make sense that that would happen at some point. And at this point, they have pretty big shoes to fill. I mean, they would really have to come out with something incredible to top the Eau de Parfum, because I think this is about as good as it gets, especially at this price point. It's a no-brainer. And right now, fall is the time of year to wear this one. Pick it up, try it out. Most of you won't regret it. Okay, next up, we're gonna go with a Chanel. They've been pretty quiet until they came out with Superleggera, right? Which was just, most people, and myself kind of included, were thinking, you string us along and you make us wait this long, and then you almost put out this kind of cash grab feeling release. I really like how it smells. In fact, I like it a lot. And so, I'm not necessarily upset on that regard. But I guess we were all expecting something a bit more, okay? Now, that one's not in the video, but Allure Homme Sport Extreme, I do think, is worlds better and a large improvement over the original Allure Homme. And again, that's not to say that the original is bad. It's not. I really like it. The reason why I like the original so much is it's got a really nice citrus, orange, lemon focus, right? Lemon, kind of like Allure Homme Edition Blanche, but it doesn't have that same type of vanilla gourmand sweetness, but it is going to be quite a bit fresher than this. But it also doesn't have like a C notes, aldehydic smell like Allure Homme Sport. So that original Allure Homme still has the tonka creaminess with a bit of citrus and kind of a sour punch as well. It's a really nice blend, but I do think large improvements were made with Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, and this one you're paying a little bit more, but I do think you're getting more out of it. And so this one's focusing in on the tonka bean a lot, orange, and then a really nice mint note off the top. Nice crisp green minty accord, which smells amazing. You know, this one was hyped up quite a few years back, and it was kind of dubbed as one of the go-to scents for pulling the largest amount of compliments in a relatively shorter time frame, because the whole way that this one behaves is it's like all at once. You know, when you first apply it, it pushes out and projects really strong. But then after a couple hours, it almost hits a wall, and it does taper off pretty quickly. Yeah, it doesn't completely die, but it really does the bulk majority of its work within the first few hours of applying it. And it's really good at connecting to a ton of people, turning heads, getting a ton of compliments, and still playing it safe, but also being just unique enough. I love how it smells. I mean, this is one that I enjoy a lot, like thoroughly enjoy it. It's not just something that I would toss on to smell good and not, you know, get any satisfaction out of it. Like every time I smell this one, it's something where it's like, man, I couldn't get tired of this, really. I would wear it if I was by myself just because I enjoy how it smells. I mean, really, up in the air, it's next level. It's a magical smelling scent. Most of you have tried it, but if you haven't, it is a must try as well. John Varvatos XX Artisan is up next. You know, this is one of my favorite, more affordable designer brands. You know, the sad fact of the matter is they have gone through and deleted, right, discontinued most of their really, really good ones. And it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of the way that all of this works these days. It's just kind of the life expectancy of a lot of scents that just aren't mainstream enough to really survive. And so I'm talking things like, you know, Dark Rebel Rider, John Varvatos Oud is one that actually has been popping up recently, but it's still discontinued. And then even things like Artisan Aqua, which was more so a limited edition that you can get, but the price is increasing, and it's going to go away at some point. And there's a few more of them missing, Varvatos Platinum and stuff, but yeah, they've really been tapering a lot of them off, and they've been putting out new ones on a relatively consistent basis, but truthfully, they can't hold a light against what a lot of their old ones used to be. And this one here essentially is their vetiver scent. So every brand has, for the most part, a vetiver focused scent, just like most every brand these days has an iris scent and a blue scent and whatever other trend I'm missing, aquatic, whatever, right? Vetiver was at one point a pretty popular trend. And so you're getting a ton of that here, nice soapy vetiver, a ton of bitter orange and some pepper and some other fruits as well. But primarily it's woody and clean, soapy, orangey, and a bit sour. I love how it smells. You know, it's a vetiver, but it doesn't smell like really any of the other vetiver scents out there, at least as far as like they didn't copy anything. Doesn't smell like gray vetiver, doesn't smell like Roja vetiver, doesn't smell like Guerlain vetiver, doesn't really smell like any other vetiver that I own. Maybe it is close to one that I haven't tried, which there are tons and tons out there. But I think for the most part, as far as originality is concerned, this one has it going on, and I can't say that about all of their new releases. So this one's really good. We're gonna go over to L'Homme Ideal Parfum by Guerlain up next. Another beauty. I mean, this one, it's new as of this year, but I mean, it's been on discounters for a while now. And so you're looking at right around $100. That's not too far off from the Eau de Parfum and the Extreme and things like that. And over time, the price will work its way down a bit more. But I don't think $100 is unfair in the slightest. I don't know what it retails for, probably more than that, of course, but I would pay more than $100 for this. That's how much I like it. And so what they've done here is they're maintaining the almond note, which has been carried throughout the entire line, makes it very distinct. In this case, they're adding in a boozy accord, a nice amaretto note, which has not been done yet. They did it here, and it is fantastic. So the Extreme had kind of a plum tobacco twist, which set it apart and made it unique. That's a very uncommon combination. You see tobacco all the time, but plum, not so much. Mixing with the almond, it really created a unique blend. And this one, you see boozy notes all the time. But the almond and the style that this one utilizes makes it stand out as well. And, you know, this is not going to be one that everybody's going to love. If you're not into the sweeter, heavier scents, you know, this might not be something you would enjoy. But as someone who likes this style and who loves the line, this was pretty much an instant 10 out of 10 love for me. You know, I'll wear it here and there in fall, but I'm really stashing this one away for some pretty heavy winter use. I mean, it has a lot of power behind it. It'll be great for when it's really cold outside. Acqua di Gio Parfum. This one is hands down way better than the original. And I've said it before, this is nothing new, and I've gone over a buying guide, and I said this in the buying guide as well. Any Acqua di Gio flanker is better than the original. There's just simply no reason to buy the Eau de Toilette aside from nostalgic reasons, right? If that was something that you wore growing up and you want to smell it and continue to wear it, of course that makes sense. I'm telling you guys, most people are on a budget. Most people don't have money to burn. If you're starting out and you're building a collection, go for any of the flankers. You will get a better return on your money. And so, you know, that's just kind of how it is. What you're going to choose is going to be something where you're going to have to make the decision because there is a lot to choose from. And like I said, I'm not going to go into it here because I did a buying guide, right? It's up to date. It has all of the new Acqua di Gios. So go check that out. Personally, my favorite is the Parfum, and it always has been because before the Parfum, it was Profumo, which has been out for years at this point. So this is just, it's it for me. And there's not a doubt in my mind that this one is better than the Eau de Toilette and a lot of the other flankers as well. And I love a lot of the flankers. It's a very safe blind buy, you know, I mean, it's an aquatic with a little bit of a smoky, earthy touch. If you do want to sample it first, you could check out our website, decantcenter.com, where we carry a pretty decent selection of what's in this video and a bunch of other stuff over there as well. You know, things are not getting any cheaper. So if you want to try before you buy, before you make that full bottle commitment, go check us out. A free sample with every order, free shipping over $49, rewards, all of that good stuff. Dior Homme Intense is a lot better than the original Dior Homme, but I will say I love the original Dior Homme as well. It's fresher. It's going to be more suited for everyday wear and some milder temperatures. So not summer, but you know, a warmer 60, low 70 degree fall day, perfect for Dior Homme. And I'm talking Dior Homme with Iris, be it the 2011 or Dior Homme Original. Now, once you start getting into those colder, darker days, that's when Dior Homme Intense comes into play. And of course, you could wear this anytime if you want, but as far as what I think it's best suited for, it's the colder weather. It has a real nice, comforting feeling to it. It has a nice chocolatey iris combination with some leather in here, with some lavender in here. It's just, it's amazing. There's really nothing else like it. There have been a few that have come along that follow a very similar blueprint, you know, Gentleman Eau de Parfum, Valentino Uomo Intense, and then clones and other stuff. But none of them really capture the same type of powdery, lipsticky texture that this one does. It's very interesting. Another one that not everybody will like, but it's worth at least knowing what it smells like. And again, for me, it's the better scent compared to the original, right? I just think it's a big improvement, better performance, better blend, more unique, better quality. It's better. That being said, I do think it's worth owning pretty much all of the Dior Hommes. You know, Dior Homme Parfum, that's amazing as well. Flexion Man 45 Extrait. This one, it sucks because it's expensive, right? You know, it retails for $500. That's a lot of money. No one's gonna be really paying that. I didn't pay that. I bought this off of discounters. I'd encourage you to do the same because $500, even for a 100 ml bottle, Parfum, it's too much, right? So that's the part that sucks because the original Reflection Man Eau de Parfum is not all that unreasonable as far as niche is concerned. It's 100 ml, it's an Eau de Parfum, you know, it's under 200 bucks. And really that's not horrible because niche a lot of times can be $200-300 for 50 ml, right? So not bad. But this one's a lot more expensive, but it also is, in my opinion, a lot better. It's stronger, it's richer, it's heavier. The main thing is it's stronger. The original Reflection Man, it's not the best performer. And it doesn't have to be. It's a nice, classy, gentleman scent that's perfect for a business meeting, a night out, a situation where you don't need a ton of projection and you only need a few hours worth. Nothing wrong with that. Most people, though, who are spending the money want beast mode. Most people who are buying things today are spoiled by beast mode and they want beast mode. This is it right here. You just had to pay up for it. I've seen it for as low as like $220 on FragranceNet. I've got a mailing list you could sign up to that is dedicated to bringing you deals like that because trust me, That sold out almost instantly, right? I hit send on that email. It wasn't probably 5 or 10 minutes later, inventory was wiped out, and they had quite a bit of it. So it's worth getting on that mailing list, because if you're not there, you're not going to be able to catch these type of deals on your own. $220, lowest I've seen. That's about robbery. Typical price for this right now is like $340. So make sure you jump on my mailing list. I will get you notified anytime something like a really good deal shows up, or anything else rare, discontinued, hard to find comes into stock as well. Last up for this video, we have Polo Blue Parfum. World's better than the original Polo Blue. In my opinion, don't buy it. No need to. You could get this. You could get Polo Blue Gold Blend. You could get Polo Deep Blue Parfum. You could get any number of the Polo Red flankers. You know, I just don't see a reason to buy Polo Red EDT, Polo Blue EDT, and even really Polo Green EDT, although there aren't as many flankers. That one's still, I guess, fine. But with all the improvements that they've made within the red and blue line, the flankers are just the way to go. They make sense. And at this point, even financially, because they're not a whole lot more expensive than the original on discounters now. This one has a nice oak note. Still has that blue soapiness, that shower gel smell, very masculine smelling with a prominent oak woodiness, which does set it apart compared to your usual cedar wood, sandalwood type of deal. So that's going to do it for me, guys. Some fragrance flankers that are way better than the original. These are 100%, without a doubt in my mind, worth checking. I will link all these down below, so if you're looking for full bottles, you want a blind buy, or you've already smelled them and you want a full bottle, you can hit the links down below and do some shopping. If you want to try before you buy, again, decantcenter.com. It's developed solely to get expensive fragrances into people's hands easier, right? Because, again, designers are expensive now. Most of them, right? A lot hit discounters for not so much. But retail price on a lot of these new ones, they're just a lot of money. So from your shopping experience to the rewards to the free shipping over $49, free sample in every order, we're just trying to make it easy for you to discover stuff and make the process as easy and pain-free as possible. So go check us out. We're adding stuff to the website pretty much every day, so make sure you keep coming back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.